Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah, Kodash. Let's say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Barakatah Yasharallah, Barakatah Yahweh. Call Allah, Shalom, Shalom, Halawayah, Halawayah. We're going to give double honors to the apostles and elders, Great Millstone, who are pushing this truth, who taught us this truth, and who are overseeing the construction of the tabernacle of David, more perfect tabernacle. Shalom to the Akim, or Abaphim, or Akbaf, scattered abroad. Slakia. Shalom to the still believers that are scattered abroad. Shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. This is Yahweh Sop, by Yasharallah, by Yahweh. Come to you live through the spirit and power. Yahweh Shemel Shai to give you another quick lesson. Oh yeah, Slakia. So I was watching this video yesterday. Just want to play this quick fragment, then we're gonna get into the topic.
I disagree a lot with the whole infidelity thing, especially.
And quick disclaimer, I usually don't get into stuff like this until like the Bible is being brought up. But for edification, we're gonna go through this through the spirit.
You said earlier, I believe, even with men that make like $70,000.
No. Okay. It's not infidelity. I said high value men don't cheat. They exercise options. Was that your boyfriend that just rolled away?
No, he's not my boyfriend. He's my roommate.
Have
I
you
don't
been
have a
drinking?
boyfriend. No.
Okay, you sound kind of slurred. So what's the disagreement? That infidelity meant high value men don't cheat. They just exercise
So pretty
options.
much, I'm really curious about what you think about the contradiction between that and like the Bible. It just
Why?
seems like it
Why is there infidelity or how many wives did
yeah.
Solomon have?
Well, it just seems like the Ten
How
Commandments
many wives did
specifically,
Solomon have? There's no commandment to be faithful in the Ten Commandments.
um,
All
thou
right,
shalt not commit adultery.
but there's a commandment.
He really just cut her. No, she just really cut him through ignorance. You see, he was confounded, but that was just through pure ignorance and arrogance. Because again, adultery and cheating are not the same thing. Cheating and adultery are not the same thing.
I'm thinking about something else. Uh, Commit adultery.
Yeah.
Well, like it or not, Solomon committed adultery. Abraham committed adultery. David committed adultery.
Abraham did not commit adultery. David did commit adultery. Did commit adultery. I'm not too sure about Solomon. Um, he might have in his latter days, but Abraham definitely did not commit adultery.
How do you get 7 billion people on the planet? And here's the thing, I'll go down the path with you. 10 commandments. You are breaking, how many of the commandments are you breaking with yourself being as heavily tattooed and adorned as you are?
Cut.
Not heavily
You,
tattooed or
ma'am,
adorned.
you look like you look, I mean, the Bible will say you're just like a Jezebel.
Cut.
You
I
got a dog collar with spikes on your neck. Are you serious?
Cut.
I mean, it's not
Are
really.
you serious?
I just want to put for the record. Most likely, this is I I just feel in my spirit that this is a daughter of Zion. He's dressing, looking like this. Cause she, to me, she looks like either Issacharite or a Ephraimite. To be honest, she got that Latino kind of
Serious? I
look.
mean, we're going to talk
Then
about the contradictions in the Bible. This
But
woman's
okay,
asking me
but
about the
I'm not
contradictions.
like claiming anything
But you,
myself. I'm
so
just
why are you asking about the contradictions in the Bible if you're not a Christian or you've been claiming?
Also, she might be a damn Edomite. I don't know, but I just feel in the spirit that this is a daughter of Zion.
because I'm curious.
No, you just want to. Okay, you're right. Men shouldn't do it. Don't. And I'm gonna be honest, man. High value men probably not really a big concern. I mean, honestly, no offense, but not really a big concern, is it? I mean, you plan on.
Stupid ass.
being the senator's wife or the mayor's wife, or, I mean, no offense, but
I mean, I was just curious about how you reconcile that.
okay, okay. I've already. You ladies are, well, it says thou shalt not commit adultery. You're right. Mm-hmm. Says a whole lot of other thou shalt not too. And I'll play that game with you all day long. If you want to live strictly according to the Bible, men win. Men win that one all day long. I don't think you ladies want to go back to the Old Testament, the Old Covenant.
All right, that's complete ignorance and arrogance on the behalf of Kevin. Because even in this quote unquote New Testament, which I don't hold to the ideology of a new and old covenant and a separation between the new and the so-called Old Testament. But here's what Paul says on the matter. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. Also, a quick disclaimer, I'm not trying to be misogynistic or anti-feminist or any of that. I'm not trying to shit on women, but this is what the word says. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Let's look at the word for head.
Strong's G 2776, kephale. Kephale.
Says the head, both of men and often of animals. Since the loss of the head destroys life, this word is used in a phrase relating to capital and extreme punishment. It's a metaphor for anything supreme, chief, or prominent of persons, master, lord of a husband in his relationship to a wife, of Christ, Lord of the husband and of the church. Of things, the cornerstone. So the man is the leader of the woman, just as Christ is the leader of the man. But it goes on to say in 11 and 8, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of God. So, what Paul is saying here is, the man is the head of the woman in verse 3. In verse 8, he says the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man, meaning in purpose. In purpose, in application, in anything. And it says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. The woman was not created to be our slave. The woman was to be our helpmate. What is a helpmate? It's like, a helpmate is not a slave, not somebody you just order around and do things. The helpmate is created and given to you for the purpose of assistance and adding value, more value to your life, more value to your home. Just like I like to use this example all the time. If we're doing a school project, you know what I'm saying? Everybody contributes. You don't just order people around and just sit back and don't do shit. You have to do some work too. Another perfect example in the home. Yeah, your woman is supposed to clean, but what is better than a leader? Like they say all the time, a leader is supposed to be out there with you doing a task. You know what I'm saying? If we're in a construction site, nobody's gonna respect you if you're just ordering people around. But if you're out there in the field with the dudes trying to put up a wall or trying to build a house, they're gonna respect you more. That's the same case for a helpmate. You have to be in the field with your helpmate, doing the same things you want her to do. He goes on to say, for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head, because the angel's talking about what he says that a woman but every woman that prayeth or prophesied with her head uncovered, the son of her head. That's what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Covering up your head while you read the Bible or pray and do all these other things. So let's go back to the video.
But just goes to show, gentlemen, women, when they're losing an argument, They will cherry pick any piece of it to make a point.
That's true. You Christianiters love to do that. Y'all love to come at the men of the Lord talking about we cherry pick, but you cherry pick everything else, and you cherry pick to your own detriment.
A woman with a dog collar and tattoos everywhere wants to make an argument on the Ten Commandments. You can't make this shit up. Good try though. Good try.
That was pathetic.
All right, Amira, Zoe, you're next.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hey, so like I don't really have an argument because like I agree with everything you're saying.
Okay. Well, I gotta do disagreements. Hello.
Hi.
Zoe.
I would just like to clarify that according to
This is really the point of the video right here.
the Bible, adultery is sleeping with another man's wife.
Let's go back.
Well, I gotta do disagreements. Hello.
Hi.
Zoe.
I would just like to clarify that according to the Bible, adultery is sleeping with another man's wife. So
I know. I know.
Go back.
Well, I gotta do disagreements. Hello.
Hi.
Zoe.
I would just like to clarify that according to the Bible, adultery is sleeping with another man's wife.
Adultery is sleeping with another man's wife. That's what adultery is according to the Bible, not according to what the Christian church thinks. And also, fornication is not having unmarried sex. So let's go into what adultery actually is. Ooh, can I just look at it? I can do that? I didn't know I could do that. Wow. Oh, I guess not. Boy, I thought about to do some new super edifying thing with this blue letter Bible, man. But I was about to see it here first.
Strong's H 5003. Na'af.
It says to commit adultery. To commit adultery, what? Usually of a man, what? Always. Always. What? Always with wife of another. Always with wife of another. And another thing that these Christianiters don't go into is you have a spiritual adultery and you have physical adultery. You have spiritual fornication and you have physical fornication. So what we're talking about right here is physical adultery. Spiritual adultery is idolatry. Spiritual adultery is idolatry when you go to worship these other gods. Why? Because you didn't commit adultery with your power, with the Most High God, when you worship these other gods and give sacrifice to them, you know what I'm saying? Give them prominence in your life. That's, like it says, idolatrous worship, right there at the bottom. So right here, we've already established in Exodus 20 and 14, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua, that adultery is what a man does with another man's wife. That tells you two things right at the back. That if a man sleeps with a woman, that's not adultery. If a woman sleeps with a man, that's not adultery. It's only adultery when a man sleeps with another man's wife, and when another man's wife sleeps with a man, that's adultery. Married or not. If a married woman sleeps with another man, if he's married or not, that's adultery. And if a man sleeps with a woman who is married, the woman has to be married to commit adultery. So let's go to Leviticus 18. Says this is Leviticus 18 and 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to what? To defile thyself with her. Thy neighbor's wife. This woman is married. So let's go into his word for lie.
Strong's H 7903. Shechoveth.
Capitulation. It says the lie, Strong's definition, asexual, lying with, and what is it? Lie with carnally. Carnally, yeah, that's what I want. No, I think I was supposed to go into the root word. Should not lie. Root word. All right, yeah, there we go.
Strong's H 7901. Shachav. Shachav.
To lie down, to lie down, lie on, to lie of sexual relations, to lie with sexually, to be laying with sexually. So having sex with another man's wife is and will always be adultery. Another quick thing to the spirit I want to address is fornication, but I want to give some edification to this scripture right here real quick. It says, now concerning these things wherever you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every man have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise unto the wife, likewise unto the wife, so likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife have not power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife. So a lot of Christianities like to use this scripture to substantiate monogamy. Especially when it says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife and let every woman have her own husband. You know what I'm saying? Trying to substantiate monogamy. But let's just cut that through the spirit and power. Because what he says here in 6, it says, what? But I speak this by permission and not of commandment. He's giving advice. Let's look at these words. And then we're going to get more edification. Permission.
Strong's G 4774. Sungnome. Sungnome.
Says pardon, indulgence. Strong's definition, fellow knowledge, concession, permission. Let's look at these root words. Says what? With together, by association, companionship. Go back. Look at this other root word. To learn, to know, come to know, get a knowledge of, perceive, feel, to become known, to know, understand, perceive, have knowledge of, to understand, to know. Jewish idiom for sexual intercourse between a man and a woman, to become acquainted with, to know. It says allow, be aware of, feel, perceived, in a great variety of applications with many implications. And that's important because he says, I speak this of permission. I speak this from what I know, what I think would be best. Because one, he's addressing an issue. It says here in verse 1, now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me. So letting you know they entered into a correspondence. He entered it with a correspondence with these people, with the church at Corinth. They wrote unto him and told him something. So he gave them advice on how to handle a situation. Now let's look at this word commandment.
Strong's G 2003. Epitage. Epitage.
An injunction, mandate, command. An injunction or decree, by implication, authoritativeness, authority, commandment. So he said, I speak this of what I know, not of a mandate of not, I'm not commanding you. I'm not doing any of that. He's giving them advice. Now what? When he says not concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, what was the problem that led to him responding in such a manner? Now, this is 1 Corinthians 5:1. It says, it is reported commonly that there is fornication among you. What is fornication? We're about to get into that. And such fornication as it not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. That's adultery. These people were being adulterous in a manner that, like it says, is not so much as named among the Gentiles. These people were being so nasty that this was something that Paul had never seen before. That's why he said, you know what? Since y'all tripping this hard, y'all might just how about this? Every man have his own wife, and every wife have his own what? Husband. Why? So y'all don't be sleeping with your father's wives and doing some nasty shit just like that. That's super adultery. You know what I'm saying? So let's go into the word for fornication.
Strong's G 4202. Parnaya. Parnaya.
Says what? Illicit sexual intercourse, adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animals, sexual intercourse with close relatives, sexual intercourse with a divorced man or woman, the worship of idols, like I said, spiritual or physical fornication. But right now we're talking about physical. So it says illicit sexual intercourse. Unlawful. Oh my God.
Strong's G 4203. Parnuo. Parnuo.
Says to prostitute one body to the lust of another. What? To give oneself to unlawful sexual intercourse. To commit fornication. Just look at this word. A prostitute. That's unlawful. Any woman indulging in unlawful sexual intercourse. So that's what. So fornication is unlawful sexual intercourse, which is a big supercut on Christianity, because Christians like to say that there is no law, that the law is done away with. So if there's no law, then there is no fornication. If there is no law, there is no fornication, because what fornication is unlawful sexual acts. Right here, the same verse I just used, 1 Corinthians 7, and to nevertheless to avoid fornication. What is the word porneia?
Strong's G 4202. Parnaya.
Porneia.
Parnaya.
What? What does it say? Illicit sexual intercourse, unlawful sexual acts. Unlawful sexual acts being homosexuality, bestiality, adultery, and what? Incest. And it's all laid out here in Leviticus 18 through 19. Leviticus what is it? Leviticus 6 talks about incest. It says, what? None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am Yahweh. And it goes on to from 6 to about I think 17. It explains to you what incest is going to be. Leviticus 6 through 17 is going to explain what incest is. I think this 18 and 19 is talking about nevertheless shall thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness. It's talking about taking your sister's wife. Taking your wife's sister as your wife, to cause problems. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to take your wife's sister as your own wife. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened with Jacob? You know what I'm saying? That it was a back and forth situation going on there. You know what I'm saying? And it says also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she's put apart for uncleanness. Talking about a woman on her menstrual cycle. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to have sex with a woman on her period. Then it goes on to say, it tells you what adultery is in 20. Thou shalt not like carnal with thy mother's wife. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes on to 22. It says, thou shalt not lay with mankind as womankind is abomination, talking about homosexuality. Then what in 23 says, neither shalt thou lay with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereunto is confusion. Talking about bestiality. It goes on to say, ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations. Telling you right there, it's unlawful and it's an abomination. Neither of your nation, neither any stranger that sojourneth among you. So yeah, adultery, physical adultery, is when a man lays with another man's wife.
Well, I gotta do disagreements. Hello.
Hi,
So,
I would just like to clarify that according to the Bible, adultery is sleeping with another man's wife.
Adultery is sleeping with another man's wife. You heard it here first. Fornication is unlawful sexual acts, which is a big cut on Christianity because if there was no law, there would be no unlawful sexual acts. If there was no law, then we could be out here having sex with fucking cockroaches, according to Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's one last point I want to address in the spirit and power. How about you, man? Sorry, but always, 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 always with another man's wife. Now, I'm not telling men to just be out here having sex with anybody, or you know what I'm saying, because marriage according to the Bible is actual sexual intercourse. When you have sexual intercourse with a woman, she's bound. Y'all make a that's y'all becoming one flesh. You know what I'm saying, before Yahweh, and that's what makes y'all married. And it's like, and according to the Bible, not according to what these Christianities like to say. There's one more point I wanted to make. Well, through the spirit and power, I hope I accurately and adequately addressed that topic. And through the spirit and power, I hope you've been edified, and we'll say shalom. Call out Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, Ba'Shem, Wachar, Kodash. I'm going to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Barakatah Yasharallah, Barakatah Yahweh though.